Minister S Jaishankar today addressed the United Nations General Assembly in New York, where he took an indirect swipe at Canada amidst the ongoing diplomatic war. In a hard-hitting message, Mr. Jaishankar said that political convenience cannot determine responses to terrorism, extremism, or violence. He further said nations cannot cherry-pick respect for territorial integrity and non-interference in internal affairs of a country. Mr. Jaishankar's remarks are coming days after Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau accused Indian agents of having a role in the killing of a Khalistani terrorist called Hardeep Singh Nijjar on Canadian soil. The message was loud and clear today. India will not tolerate any kind of interference in its internal affairs or infringement on its territorial integrity, especially from nations like Pakistan, China, or Canada, which have a history of harboring terrorists and extremists. Listen in to the External Affairs Minister.
Mr. President, we must never again allow an injustice like vaccine apartheid to recur. Climate action, too, cannot continue to witness an evasion of historical responsibilities. The power of markets should not be utilized to steer food and energy from the needy to the wealthy. Nor must we countenance that political convenience determines responses to terrorism, extremism, and violence. Similarly, respect for territorial integrity and non-interference in internal affairs cannot be exercises in cherry-picking. When reality departs from the rhetoric, we must have the courage to call it out.
Let me go straight across to Ambassador J.K. Tripathi. He's a former ambassador joining us on the broadcast. Sir, thank you very much for your time here on Mirror Now. Can I start by asking you to interpret what India has said at the UN General Assembly? Essentially, to my mind, Canada has now been clubbed with Pakistan and China.
See, Shreya, without naming either Canada or Pakistan or China, External Affairs Minister Dr. S Jaishankar has very articulately made his point when he says that no political convenience should be used to determine the responses to terrorism, extremism, and violence. It is not only Canada, Pakistan or China, but he has a swipe on West also, which has been a little bit lackluster in addressing these issues. Secondly, you see, this is very good. Reiterating the voice of Global South, he said that we must never allow injustices like vaccine apartheid, climate, and help in climate change, in fighting climate change, and food delivery and energy. So this way he has clearly mentioned what India stands for. And for China, there was another thing in his address, and that was that fair, equitable, and democratic world order based on UN charters, based on UN Charter, based on respect of UN Charter, and that was for China, and for others, for the big powers, so-called big powers who are permanent. Rule makers.
All right.
We can ensure, we have to ensure that rule makers don't subjugate the rule takers. That is very important.
So this is a strong statement that India has delivered, essentially, Ambassador Tripathi. Essentially, you're telling us this is a strong statement that India has delivered on a global stage in the backdrop of the diplomatic war currently underway between Canada and India, without naming Canada, actually. I think you point that out very importantly. We'll leave it there for the moment. Thank you very much. Completely out of time, sir. Thank you very much.